Welcome everyone to another episode of Manushki Bolbe. I'm here today with
Yoana XOX.
Yoana XOX. Yoana is how would you describe yourself in one sentence, I guess?
How would I describe myself in one sentence? As a creative?
Mm-hmm.
I'm, how would I'm a very bucket we ball musician.
Okay,
Yeah.
period. Okay, so if for those of you that don't know, Moana, she makes music. She does other creative things. She has what was the most recent music, I guess, title of your project?
It was LUVergiiRL.
LUVergiiRL. Okay,
Yeah.
I've watched it. It's great. Definitely check it out. But the reason I brought Yoana today is because you don't often see creatives in the Bengali community nowadays, or I guess they're rising, but like she's one of the more, I guess, in my opinion, a popular one that's been trending recently. So, what kind of brought you into that space? Have you always been in the creative area, or is it just a random passion that grew into fruition?
Well, I come from a very musical family. My dad's side of the family were always like singing. They're all like musicians. So I grew up a lot around that. And so I've always been singing. I've always been into music. I always knew I wanted to pursue this as a career, especially for me, like growing up, there was no South Asian representation. And I always just wanted to see a girl just like, just having fun. And I always found it super, super disrespectful how in the media, like, there was a lot of like disrespect towards South Asians, like in the comedy industry and stuff like that.
We were always the butt of the joke.
Yeah, we were always the butt of the joke. And that always really made me angry. And I was like, I want to just be represented better, in the media. And honestly, like everything I do is very much like for the little girl, who wanted to see that kind of representation.
Dude, I'm gonna cry. What the hell? That's
Yeah.
so nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's about it. I kind of forgot what the question was.
How did you get into the music?
How did I get into
the question?
Yeah. So yeah, I was always a part of it. And when when I moved to Dhaka, I just really wanted to make a song, and I was like, I used to put out covers, so people kind of saw my covers, and I worked with like some male producers, but the male producers I was working with, they were really like trying to tell me what to do. Like they were like, oh, you should try to go for this, and you should try to go for this, and the ideas that I was pushing forward, they didn't really like understand it. So I was like on a mission to find a girl producer in Dhaka, and I started like posting stories, and I was like asking all my friends, and then my friends, there was a girl in their school, and she was a producer. Her name is Ishmam. Her name is Monkey Business, or I think she changed her artist name to Saturn.
Okay.
Yeah. And I worked with her on my first single called Daddies. And it was great. Like she understood my vision. She was open to just like mess around and have a good time. And that was really the start of my music career, was Daddies. And then I had I have a friend named Veronica. She's a guitarist. And I have a friend named Adiba who was like curious about music. And we decided to start a band.
This is a women-owned industry. I love it.
Yeah. And it's lacking. There's not a lot of girls in the industry. Like the music industry in Bangladesh is very male dominated. And the girls that are in the music industry are incredible. Like everyone's doing their own thing. Everyone's got their own sound. Everyone's very unique. And it's definitely something to check out. Like some Bengali artists that I would say to check out right now. We got like Modern Otaku. Do you know about her?
No, but definitely. I love the name because I'm a weeb. I love Japanese stuff, and otaku is just that word.
She's a hilarious person. She's Jatkaya.
Okay.
She's a hilarious person. And her music is like very, oh my god, I touched the mic. Her music is like very soulful. And it's like soulful Bangla music. So definitely check her out. Yeah. And obviously there's Saturn, and there's like there's not a lot of female Bangla musicians out right now in our generation, but like there's a lot of cool people. From the older generation though, I'm a huge fan of Mila. Like Bapuram Shapure.
Oh wow!
You know that song?
Okay, I've heard of that. Yeah.
She's an icon. she's a baddie. I saw her perform in Montreal. She was going crazy. She had a whole punk fit on. She had demonias on. She had hair extensions on. She was bouncing on stage, bounced into the crowd, you know,
Yeah.
dancing with everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely super, super cool. I forgot what the question
Would you say you're still answering the question, by the way?
Okay.
Would you say that these people were your inspiration for all this, or are there any like Western influences that kind of brought you into this sort of creative space?
Yeah. Um, I feel as a kid, I loved watching people perform like X Factor and stuff
Yeah,
like that. I'll be watching those videos and I would be like, oh, this is so cool. I loved like watching like just artists perform on stage. Nicki Minaj. I have a lot of like the way I perform, the way I move, very much influenced by Nicki Minaj. I love her. Nicki Minaj could hate me. Always love
I
Nicki
don't think she'll
Minaj.
hate you. She'll
You
probably
know,
be like,
I
"That's my
mean,
girl."
she's also a Sagittarius.
Okay.
She's also a Sagittarius like me. So yeah, I would definitely say Nicki Minaj is a huge inspiration. Like, she definitely is the reason why I feel like I am so fearless and it doesn't really affect me. Like Lover Girl, I didn't really think about the fact that, you know, I was cussing in it or I was saying physically a whore, mentally a lover girl. Like, I didn't think it was that serious. Other people maybe did, but I don't know. Just, I think Nicki Minaj just really taught me to be unserious. For sure.
All right. So, given what you said, I know it definitely seemed like you're very passionate about what you do, and you have a lot of really great influences. What are some of the pushback you feel like you got from the community, or just what's it like being a South Asian girl, like doing music? Like, what do the rough times look like? What are your favorite moments? We'll start with the rough times because
Let's start with the rough
I want to
times.
move to the positive stuff.
I think there's a huge lack of support, especially for me as a creative, because what I'm doing is very out there. I was talking to somebody about this yesterday. Like, I just really love seeing women having a good time. And so in my music, I just want to have a good time. And I want it to be seen that I'm a girl having a good time and there's girls around me having a good time. And a lot of people don't like that. You know, we, like, I feel like women are very sexualized, but when people like women own their sexuality, it's a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Sabrina
kind of like
Carpenter
that,
is an
where
example, I
you
feel like.
we uh tell women to be confident, but when women are confident, we don't like that. And I faced that a lot. Like from the start of not with my first single. My first single, I got a lot of support with
Daddies.
daddies. Yeah.
Daddies.
With Cage That Man, I got a lot of hate. We did like punk rock,
Uh-huh.
and a lot of people didn't like the fact that I was on stage and I was just like screaming and, you know, just like raging. They didn't like the fact that, you know, I was like just expressing myself in such an open way.
Mhm.
You know? Yeah. You got something. Some of my ash flew on
I know.
your
I
face.
saw
I'm
you notice, but I'm like,
sorry.
I didn't feel it, so I think I'm good.
Yeah, it's cool.
Um, okay, so what are your? I know you kind of touched on this earlier, but like, what are some of the most memorable things that you've experienced in this space? Like, sounds fun. Sounds fun. I'm sure there's a lot of hardship, but like, I'm in it for the. I feel like you're also in it for the good time.
Hmm.
So what are some of the best things that's happened since you've started this journey?
Um, Honestly, like the fact that people even listen to my music is mind-boggling to me. When I came, I did a show yesterday here in Atlanta, and so usually at my shows, there are like a lot of men that do come, but I definitely do make girl music for the girlies and the gays, you know, the girls and the gays, that's it.
Mhm.
But there was a lot of men who came to support, and that was really cool to see that, you know, they connected to my music and my music gave them a space to just be free and have a good time, because that's really the space I want to create. There's no judgment here. I just want people to really just be themselves and have a good time. Like, that's very important to me. So
Oh, it's so
yeah,
nice. It's like you're just giving back to the community in your own special
I
way.
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know maybe that's not the ultimate goal. Maybe
No, I definitely do want, I just really want to create a safe space for people.
okay.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Where everyone just can really just be themselves. And I feel like for me recently in my life, I just want to feel love and like give love. I feel like that's been very important to me, and community too, and creating community, not just with the Bengali community. I feel like Bengalis were very united. We always want to support each other. You know, we always got each other's back. But I think in the grand scheme of things, I want there to be like, I just want a lot of unity.
Yeah.
Like, I think unity is just very important to me right now.
Yeah,
in my
I
life.
feel like the more we have of that, the more we can just have a good time. And like we're only now starting to unite together as a community.
We're starting to get representation and for like as South Asians in media, and that's very important.
And you're like a trailblazer.
Yeah,
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I hope that like with my music, it gives space for like other women and like other creatives to just like do whatever the fuck they want and not care about judgment and just be happy and just put shit out there just because they like it. You know what I mean? That's when it's good art, when it's authentic and it's you.
Earlier we were talking about, or I asked you the question, like, what advice do you have for someone who's trying to get into that creative space? Because for me, you know, I'm a Bengali guy. I go through the stereotypical go to school, get a good degree, get a career, and I have all that. And now I'm starting to discover this like passion for like putting stuff out there. But I don't have like I guess I'm an analytical guy, so I think like I don't have the neuroplasticity to build or create things. So what advice do you have for people who just want to go towards that route or just even practice it?
Like get into the creative route?
Yeah, just like what it can be anything simple.
I feel like just listen to your gut and do what feels right. Don't judge yourself too much. And this is something that I struggle with too sometimes. I struggled with this a lot this year where there's a lot of overthinking and like self-judgment. And I think that's where you get stuck when you want to do something creative. And I think a great way to connect to your creativity is just taking a piece of paper and just drawing random shit and like not giving a fuck about how it looks and just sitting down with a piece of paper and just like filling up the page with whatever. And when you're done with that page and you look at it, you'll be like, that's actually pretty fucking dope. And I did that. And that's a practice that I do a lot. I have like doodling notebooks, and sometimes I'll take them outside and I'll just tell my friends, like, just draw, let's just draw on this shit, you know, and just do whatever the fuck you want. And that kind of like opens you up and makes you comfortable with the fact of just like being creative and not really thinking about much, like just brain dead. I'm just drawing whatever and just letting it all out. You know, you could do that with writing too. I feel like that's a very cool practice.
I started practicing myself, but it's kind of like nice to hear that someone else is actually like actually does this and it actually like works. Like yesterday, I'm moving to a new apartment.
Okay,
and I literally just started
congratulations.
sketching how I want my room to look. And all
Okay.
of a sudden, it was really good. So holy shit, you kind of just opened my eyes to the possibility of just, oh, I can just start from a piece of paper.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, that's
for
awesome.
sure. Definitely like not putting pressure on yourself.
Yeah,
I think that's the big thing.
I do
Yeah.
that a lot, and I feel like a lot of, you know, Bengalis, they definitely do that because it doesn't necessarily initially pay the bills. It doesn't support the family, but it supports yourself, and people need to start thinking like that.
For sure. And that comes from how we're raised.
Yeah.
You know, we're raised like that.
Yeah.
We have a lot of pressure on us to be something, to provide, you know, reputation is a big thing. But we need to get past that. You know, we know better now. We do, like, yes, taking care of our families is important. I want to provide for my family and stuff, but I don't think a stereotypical route is necessarily the way to go. You know, there's so many ways that we can provide and take care of our families. It doesn't have to be by being a doctor. It doesn't have to be by being a lawyer. If that's what you want to do, great. But if you don't want to do that and you have another passion, exploring that is very important. There was a Shomi Patwari in the panel yesterday, and he was talking about how it's important to have your plan A and plan B.
Yeah.
And I think and I do think that's important. But I do think it is also important to just blindly trust yourself and just really go for whatever you feel like is the right path for you.
And for context, Shomi Patwari, he's a big time producer. He's a Bengali guy. He's produced with ASAP
Yeah,
Rocky,
he's a producer and director.
Beyonce,
Yeah,
Pharrell Williams.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's done it all, and I didn't even know about him before Fobana. And then I was going through his like Instagram page with my partner, and I was like, damn, like I didn't
That's
know
a
that we
crazy
had.
portfolio.
Yeah, I didn't know we had a
Lamborghini,
big.
bro, he was involved in that.
I didn't know we had a Bengali out here doing this. Like that's crazy. Yeah, it's cool.
Dude, I followed him yesterday and he followed me back. I was literally kicking my feet and I was like, okay.
Oh.
Because I felt like maybe one day, who knows, maybe I want to work with him.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Oof, okay. Wow. I feel like you're just kind of neuroplasticity. You're just helping it grow in my brain. And I hope the listeners hope it's helping you as well. Last remarks. Is there anything that you feel like you want to say to the audience or maybe just future listeners that you want to just like, hey, check me out. Here's
I mean, everything's on my Instagram page, link in my bio at UanaX0X. And I don't know I'm trying to think.
dude,
Hmm.
this is the chance.
Final
Drop
message is
anything.
Joy Bangla.
Joy Bangla.
No one is illegal on stolen land. That's
Okay.
yeah.
Yoana, thank you for joining our podcast.
Yeah,
Again,
thank you for having
I hope we
me.
can meet each other again.
Yes, for
I hope
sure.
you get to perform and have a great time here. We welcome you to Atlanta.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Thank you for having me here. And see you guys in the future.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.